There are some people who just never stop because something's clearly wrong. It's possible that they have some type of chemical imbalance when it comes to their brain. They'll be in and out. 1 minute one way, the next minute another. And this is not healthy. It's not healthy for anyone to be exposed to such energy because it is a distortion. These types of energies will cause a distortion to your reality on purpose because again, this is one of those energies, and usually I can't necessarily say that they're narcissistic, but there's certain tendencies that you'll see. It's like a pattern in individuals who are considered narcissists. Okay. And so Spirit is basically saying that if you want to keep your sanity, don't allow them back in. Don't answer them. Just don't when it comes to them, because it's not going to be good for you at the end. And this is the Spirit message. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. I heard mind games. So mind games have a lot to do with like gaslighting. And if you don't know that you're being gaslit, there's a lot of work that you have to do. Or when someone's attempting to gaslight you, there's a lot of work you have to do on yourself. If you don't pick up on that, that's just basically someone saying that something happened, or you did something, or they didn't do something that they actually did, or saying you did something that you didn't, or saying something was placed somewhere that wasn't. Okay, so it's that type of mind games, kind of like the Mandela. What's that? Is it called the Mandela effect? That's a mind game, but it's a mass mind game though. It's the same type of thing, same type of concept, really. Okay, so that's the type of thing that can drive a person crazy if they don't know better. And it's sad because there's so many people, especially young people, like the teenagers, teenage boys, teenage girls that call themselves ready to have a boyfriend and girlfriend where they are far from ready. And they experience these types of manipulation tactics. And they don't know any better. And they end up having a baby with a crazy person. And then they have to deal with that for the rest of their days, and they have to figure it out. And sometimes they never really figure it out. And they suffer, and their heart is broken for the majority of their lives. And it's likely that for many of them, their heart was already broken from familial issues. If a young person is allowed to just go out and about talking about they have a boyfriend and a girlfriend at such a young age, you shouldn't be worried about that. And then look what happens. You got a bunch of pregnant teenagers and a bunch of lost parents that will drop their baby off anywhere. And this is just an example, but it's an example of not knowing and not having understanding and getting into situations that are challenging because you don't know how to navigate them. So many people get into situations that they're not ready for, thinking that they're ready because they've come up with the idea that they're ready based on what they've seen, what they see the most. They see a bunch of people talking about they got boyfriends and they have an ex, and the ex did this, and then it becomes like popular, and it becomes mainstream to the point they're like, oh, I want a boyfriend. And it's like, oh, then they start thinking stuff that's dumb is cool. Like, I want to say I have an ex. I want to be pregnant, not knowing what that comes with. Like, it's just a bunch of mess. It's a bunch of mess is what it is. There's people that literally break hearts like a sport. Like, it's a sport for them. This is what they do. And they think it's funny. They think it's just hilarious. They think it's the funniest thing ever until their heart gets broken. Then it's like, dun dun dun. When the crazy part happens in the old school scary movies. It's like, oh no, not me. This is not supposed to happen to me. I'm supposed to be the one hurting people. I'm not supposed to get hurt. And so This is the energy that Spirit is saying stay away from them, because they don't care about nobody. All they care about is themselves. Most of the time when these energies care about somebody to a certain extent, it's just a perception of them caring, but it's really about the image that it will bring them. That's like what that narcissistic mindset will bring when someone's moving from that space energetically. It's like whoever they're around, it must be, I mean, you do want people around you that are going to benefit you, but it's on a whole nother level when we're talking about somebody that has narcissistic ways, because it's the other person is not meant to have any benefit. It's just an illusion that they do. So they'll cast an illusion, which is like, it's like I want to say that narcissists are natural warlocks and witches. Like the ones that, and when I say that, I feel like those are the ones that don't mean people well. Like they want to harm people with their words. They want to manipulate people. That's a means to magic. Like that is a way of magic, just in case you didn't know. Even like parents that say horrible things to their kids, like you're going to be just like your father, a deadbeat, stuff like that. When I see that, it breaks my heart, because come on, you know what that could do to a child. A child is a child. They don't know no better. And then if they see that their father is not around and that their father is like horrible to them when they see them, or they just don't have a real connection, that could be heartbreaking to a child. So if anybody is like talking, no matter if it's a parent or whoever, down to somebody consistently and breaking them down every chance they get, that's a curse, because it gets into your mind and it begins to control you if you don't know any better. And it's the most difficult for a child, because children don't know any better, and they don't have anybody to show them. And then it's either they just become broken down and end up trying to cope with it by taking substances over time, or they just go into like this horrible depression, or they overcome it, because some people can do that too, which that's a beautiful thing, because you have to have a strong spirit to be able to do that. Or they become their abuser. So there's so many outcomes that could be possible. But Spirit is saying that once you know that you are being manipulated, and someone is intentionally trying to tinker with your soul and your heart space, leave them alone. Don't let them back in. Don't say, oh, let me just answer. Let me just talk to them. Let me just, no, let you just not. Okay? Stop. Because this is just causing your heart to break just a little more than it was broken yesterday. And it'll keep on breaking more and more and more until you feel like a shell of yourself. And is that what you really want? Of course not. Of course you don't. Even if you said that's what you want, you don't mean that. You don't, because that's just pain talking. Okay? So be honest with yourself and know that you deserve better. Don't let anybody put into your mind that you don't deserve better treatment than that, especially when you are one to treat others well and you're not getting that same treatment in return. That means that it's time to move on, because it's not worth it. So that is it for this message. If you deem this energy as suitable to continue to walk with you on your spiritual journey, as your protection and as the wise one, and making sure you're gaining understanding through every breath you take, drop it down in the comments below. I declare this is an aspect of my love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you feel in my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyRose.org. Also, you can join the membership here on YouTube to gain access to additional content. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.